I don't know if you know that when somebody knows who God is, and when somebody knows how powerful and how awesome and how mighty God is, and that there is nothing that can keep him from helping you, there is no attack from the enemy that can harm you or hurt you, that he has already paid the price for our total healing. When somebody knows that and knows who they are in Christ Jesus, he can get rid of the devil pretty quick.
How will somebody like God say, my own son, I'm gonna give his life for you, but I'm not gonna completely take care of you, I mean, I'm gonna die for you, but I'm gonna withhold blessings and provision and healing and salvation and all that stuff. That's silly, ain't it? And so I get to thinking about this all the time. What is it? Why is it and stuff? And so I think, really, if we don't have something or if we're weak in some area, it's because we haven't received it from God. Jesus himself said, the Son can do nothing without the Father. What I see the Father do. And so you can't do anything. And so if you're weak in some area, what should we do? Should we say, hey, you got to do better. You got to work harder. You need to do this. You need to work at this. You're weak in this area. Shame on you. Work harder. You're not praying enough. You're not reading the Bible enough. You're not doing this good enough. You're not doing that good enough. If you'll do this and you'll work harder and you'll study more, then you'll get stronger in this area. That's what we've thought all along, but it's wrong. If we're weak in some area, if we're lacking in some area, it's because we've not received from him in that area. One of my favorite verses, Romans 5:17 says, through the one, death and sin reigned, but those who receive the abundance of grace, did you catch that? Receive the abundance of grace and of the gift of righteousness, the same will reign in life through one, Jesus. Everything you need is what you got to receive. I love the story of the woman at the well. It says Jesus come a long ways walking on the road, and said he got there and he was weary. Look it up. It says he was weary. Walking a long ways, been ministering and doing all that he done. Here he is, he's weary. Disciples said, hey, you just sit down and rest here by the well. We're going to go to town and get some fried chicken, and we'll come back. Now I'm paraphrasing. And so away they go. Jesus is going to sit down and rest because he's tired. Here comes a woman from Samaritan. Here she comes, and he gets to ministering to her. She gets to receiving from him. He gets to pouring out grace and mercy on her. Gets to meeting her needs and gets to just doing what he does. She's receiving, and he's giving. Here comes the disciples back, and they got their food, and here they go. And they said, Master, here's your food. And he said, I don't need it. I got food that you know not of. When somebody goes to receiving from him, just makes him stronger. If you want him to be stronger in your life, you're going to have to start receiving strength from him in your life. Everything you need in life, you receive from him. And if you receive it freely you'll give. Let me read some more. I had to write them down because I can't flip fast enough. Matthew 10:7-8 says, and as you go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, cast out demons. Freely you received, freely give. 1 Corinthians 2:12-13 says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God, that we know the things freely. Everybody say freely. Freely. I want to make sure you're getting this. Freely given to us by God, which things we also speak, not in words taught by human wisdom, but in those taught by the Spirit, combining spiritual thoughts with spiritual words. Ephesians 1, 5, and 6 says, He predestined us to adoption as sons through Jesus Christ to Himself, according to the kind intention of His will, to the praise of the glory of His grace, which He freely bestowed on us in the Beloved. You know, we concentrate all the time, and we always say, oh, Jason preaches grace. You know, a lot of people say, well, all but, you got to, we got to have the law and all that too, you know. They'll all say that. They know I push the envelope. So there's advocates out there for the law that'll say, now just some of us need some standards and some laws, and they don't even know there's two covenants. They don't even know there's two covenants. They don't even know that the wife they were married to is dead. Now they've got a new wife. They're still trying to please the old wife, and so now the new wife's neglected too. I'll do on that another time. You can't fulfill the law. Right. But if you'll receive from Him, you can fulfill the law. You see, it says love one another. You can't love. I couldn't love. I couldn't even love Sarah until I received love. When I received love, then I get love. Now I can give love. When I really received forgiveness, I can give forgiveness. You know why we can't forgive people? Because we think we've earned our forgiveness. We think we've worked for our forgiveness. We've worked at it. We've been in church all this time, and we've invested all this, and now by golly, we've earned our forgiveness. That's why it's hard for me to forgive other people.
You're on it. It's good.
But if I realize I got it free, it ain't hard for me to give it free. When I realize I got love for free, it ain't hard for me to give love for free. Right. You see, this money right here, it ain't hard for me to give it away. You know why? Because it's Floyd's. Here. It's the same with God. You know why we're stingy with what we got? Because we think we've earned it. We think we've worked for it. We think we've put in time for it. What you're lacking in tonight, what you think you need to work harder at tonight, you need to receive from Him in that area.
That's good. That's good.
What are you weak in tonight? Whatever you're weak in tonight, you need to receive from Him in that area tonight. I don't care if it's money, if it's love, if it's anything in life. It said, Romans 8:32. I like reading it. I need to read it every day. He who did not spare His own Son, but delivered Him up for us all, how will He not also with Him freely give us all things? Here's how God's going to work. He's going to use man because He designed it that way. And so if you're going to get something from me and I'm going to get something from you, guess where we're going to get it?
That's it.
From Him. All things. What is it we need? Receive. You know the rich young ruler? I'm going to paraphrase this in two. Put in Pulley's Mill terms. Rich young ruler comes along and he says, Jesus, what can I do to inherit eternal life? What can I do to inherit life? Life to me means something different than it used to mean. It used to mean to me, well, I get to go to heaven one day and live forever. That's good. Life is more than that. I got life now. When I got born again, life started then. And so I want some life. I ain't waiting on it. He died to give it to me, and I'm taking it. I want it now. And so every day I want more life. And so He said, what can I do to inherit life? Jesus says, well, all right, I'm just going to test Him here a little bit. Jesus said, keep all the commandments. Oh, he says, oh, well, I have. I've done that. Well, Jesus says, well, okay. All right, if you've done that, I'm going to give you a little test here. If you've done that, that means you're a citizen of my kingdom. That means you've received from me. Go give everything you got away. Go give it away and give it to the poor. Oh, he said, oh, can't do that. I can't do that. You know why I couldn't do that? Because he thought he earned it. He thought he'd worked for it. Jesus is saying, if you're a citizen of my kingdom, you don't own anything. It's all mine. And you can give it away because it's mine. I could give that money to her because it's Floyd's. It didn't bother me one bit. You see, if we'll realize it's all his, and that I just got it because of him, and I just received it from him freely. He's saying, if you're a citizen of my kingdom, you'll know it all belongs to me anyway. You can give it all away. And he said, I can give you 10 times as much tomorrow. What is it we need that he ain't got? I'm glad I started reading this, see what all he's got. Every promise in here, every blessing of Abraham, everything in here is a promise to you. And you ain't got it because you ain't received it. You think you ain't got it because, oh, we've got to pray a certain amount of hours. Oh, we got to do this right. We got to live up to this standard and we got to become to this level. No. Peter said, grace is multiplied to you through knowledge of him. The more you know of him, the more you can receive from him. See, if you don't know he changes tires, you're not going to go ask him to change your tire. But if you know he changes tires, you're going to ask him to change your tire. If you know he's got, what ain't he got? Right. He's got, you know he created everything. You know gold is part of the creation. And we think we're supposed to live poor. I just call it like it is. I don't care if they say I'm talking about money or not. I ain't taking up no offering. I don't need to. Because my daddy's got more money than we can spend. We ain't got to have a bake sale. He's got all the jobs. He's got people in every places. That's why you're where you are, because he wants in there. Not because you need a paycheck. Because he wants in there. Let's receive, can we? Let's learn how to receive. I remember the saying, better to give than receive. You can't even give if you don't receive. Receive from him. You want him to be stronger in your life? Receive from him. You want to be able to have a better performance? You might as well quit worrying about the law and start receiving from him. You see, the law is fulfilled in perfect love. If you receive the God kind of love and you just get more and more of it, guess what? You're not going to murder. Guess what? If you start receiving the love of God and it starts transforming your life and you get full of it, you're not going to commit adultery. Where is the power to live up to that? It's in receiving from him. We've not got a living problem, we've got a receiving problem. He's got all we need, and it's time we receive it. Y'all sing.
When he rolls up his sleeves, he ain't putting on the Ritz. Our God is an awesome God. There's thunder in his footsteps, lightning in his fist. Our God is an awesome God. He showed he wasn't kidding when he thrown him out of Eden. It wasn't for no reason that he shed his blood. His return is very soon. You better be believing. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God.